Democratic Congressman Gerald Nadler of New York. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
You just heard Speaker Boehner. Do you agree this will happen?
I don't know. As of yesterday when we left, it didn't look like it would happen. I'm hearing optimistic reports now, but I don't know what they're negotiating. And certainly we made it clear in the Democratic caucus in the House yesterday that anything that moves appreciably to the right of the bill that we voted on in the House yesterday would not be acceptable.
Okay, so when you say you don't know, you do know, as do your esteemed colleagues in the House, what's at stake here, right? I mean, does anybody really think that we're going to let this nation default and not raise the debt ceiling? Truly, because it's really, the answer comes in one form or another. So either or.
I have thought for quite a while that that might very well happen. And that's why I've urged the president to use his authority under the 14th Amendment to prevent it from happening unilaterally. Because the Republicans have behaved so irresponsibly by creating out of whole cloth this crisis. In effect, I mean, normally, the normal process is that if you want to do something, you think the budget deficit is too high, whatever, you negotiate that in terms of the upcoming budget. Instead, what they have done is that they have put this onto the debt ceiling increase, which is a normal increase every year or two in the debt ceiling, to account for bills that were incurred because of decisions made 3 and 5 and 7 years ago. It's simply a question of should we pay our bills. Now, by saying they would allow the debt ceiling not to increase, they would default on our debt. What they're really saying is if you don't do what we want, we will wreck the economy. They're holding the entire economy, they're hijacking the entire economy and holding it hostage like a bunch of gangsters saying it's a nice economy you got there, too bad if something would happen to it. Given that behavior and the behavior of the absurd bills they've come out with, I have thought it's quite possible that they would let it go over the cliff.
What are your constituents telling you?
Well, they're saying on the one hand, don't let it go over the cliff, don't default, but on the other hand, don't touch Social Security, don't touch Medicare, and don't give in too much.
Do you think the president is giving too much?
Well, I don't know what the new deal is, but certainly if it includes reducing cost of living increases for Social Security so that our seniors will fall further behind the rate of inflation, if it includes real cuts to Medicare beyond the cuts that were made last year, yes, that would be too much.
All right, Democratic Congressman Gerald Nadler of New York, who hightailed it up here last night, and they'll certainly be heading back down to D.C. first thing tomorrow. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.